Welcome to the Backlog Chronicles.
We are a podcast that challenges fanboy beliefs
and takes a pragmatic approach to all things gaming.
We strive to create a community for self-thinking fellow gamers.
A community where logical conversation can take place.
and a drive to further one's knowledge of gaming can be sparked.
Take a seat.
Show's about to begin.
Baba Booey.
Hello. Oh, Baba Booey.
Baba Booey, man.
I thought after that epic talk, I needed a Baba Booey in there
I'm gonna
somewhere.
start saying that in the beginning, but right after that, I like that, man. See, I gotta have you on every Sunday, bro. What the fuck? You just taught me something new. Baba Booey, baby. Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Happy Sunday, guys. What's going on? TBC 57 in the house. Thank you guys for being with us, everyone in the chat. This is on this fine Sunday again. My name is Mo, Dr. Mo Kawama, and I'm here with one of our returning guests and my fucking sons. First, I'll introduce my brother Joe from PS Trophy Room, Mr. Bad Take, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Listen,
Joe,
I
I like your takes, man. I'm not a hater of yours personally.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Ames, Luke Snore, those people, haters. Haters, we don't need to deal with them. Here, I feel welcomed here. I feel like I'm a part of the family here.
Yes, you are.
And I'm hyped. I'm really hyped to be here, man. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you for having me after I invite myself today.
I told you, right? You can always invite yourself, man. You know,
good.
even after you told me, I'm like, dude, I told you. You always got an open seat on Sundays. I swear to God. You know what? I'm at the point where I might just fucking send you the link every Sunday anyway. And I'm like, hey, you want to jump in? Hey, go ahead, man. Even if we got 2 or 3 guests. Be my guest.
Absolutely. Again, happy to be here. I'm here to hype up the Steam Deck because I'm a Steam Deck stan now.
Oh yeah,
So
I think we all are, man.
Are you done with the PlayStation then? You're gonna go full Steam and Steam Deck?
So
Steam
here's
Deck
the
Pro,
deal.
bro.
Steam Trophy.
I view the Steam Deck as the Vita successor.
Yes,
Because as PlayStation adopts PC, there's gonna be a day where I am playing Last of Us 2 on the go, or I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima on the go. That day is gonna come. That day's arriving. So all these PlayStation guys are like, oh, please don't put our game out on day one because it will invalidate my purchase for some reason. Those people could suck it. We don't need them anymore. Because if you're not on the bandwagon now, just get out. First off, get out in the beginning, but like get out because this is just too good to be true. This is what I've always wanted as a kid. So I'm here. Steam Deck stand.
That's right, man.
Vita 2 stand right here.
Yeah,
Number 1.
I know.
Vita 2.
I know.
Like, yo, bro, you got the Vita 2? What the fuck is that?
Bam.
Yeah.
It is definitely the what do they call it? The spiritual successor, I guess, if you want to call it. Yeah. It ain't the fucking Switch. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
Sorry,
boy.
guys. An OLED screen 10 years later does not impress me. I'm very sorry. Anyway, yeah, man, that's good. I'm glad to have you with us, man. It's gonna be awesome. A lot of good topics today. Let me go around the table and introduce my sons. First, I'm gonna introduce the pretty one, Mr. Jordan, fresh off of his shift of work right now, able to come right on time. My adventuring son just went up, climbed mountains, fucking Nathan Draked everything.
A
What's
lot.
up, baby?
Not much, dude. I've been off work for a week, and I have been very, very busy doing all my Nathan Draking, as you so cleverly worded it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I hiked 9 miles yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we went up a fucking mountain, went up 3 summits,
Mm-hmm.
and but you guys don't want to hear about all that shit. But I played a lot
I've
of
been
games.
season 2 of The Handmaid's Tale is what I did.
Hey, okay, I
almost
watched
the
a few
same
episodes
thing.
of season 3. It's pretty
Yeah.
close. Yeah, under his
Yeah.
eye.
I'm on
Understand.
season 4. Bless thy fruitful
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I
May
actually
the Lord open.
Yeah, may the Lord open. That's right. I actually stopped, man. We got pretty far into the season and then we started watching Sopranos. And then my wife was
Beautiful
like,
choice.
hey, my wife was like, hey, we still have to finish We still have to finish the Handmaid still. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to it after.
Just stop at season 5 of of Sopranos. You don't need to go any further than that.
Once you start Sopranos, the rule is you have to finish it. Always. All right, yeah, man. Jordan, you're making me jealous, bro. Honestly, your whole postcard shit. It's awesome.
We've had such great weather here these past couple of days, and like I said, I've been super grateful for all the time off I've had off work because there's just so much cool shit to see around here, and I've just been very, very busy.
That's
in
good,
the best
man.
way possible.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Good shit. Awesome. Next,
finding any hidden loot, Jordan? Anyone?
Yeah, he is, man. Fuck yeah,
I'm geocaching like a bitch, man. You know?
Yeah, good shit. Next, my other son, Kevin.
What's
up, baby?
You know, I've been strategically napping a lot this week. So
good,
I'm all rested for today. So I'm excited to have Joe on, and we can stand the Steam Deck together. Hell yeah! And I actually had a fucking cluster of a week last week, so I didn't get the game all that much. But I'm hoping this week will be better.
Good, man. Oh, I hope. I hope it is. It's been kind of like, whatever. But it's fucking Sunday, baby.
Hell yeah.
This is what we look forward to. Mike.
What up?
My man, Mike. Machine Gun Mike. What's up, bro? You fucking growing a beard. You've been MIA.
Yeah, I know, man.
Come
I've
on,
been
bro.
like,
Look at you, bro. You're showing up in a black polo. What the fuck is going on, bro? What happened to my boy? Where are you? What have you done?
What's up with this?
yeah, I don't know. I've had to do a lot of family stuff in the last 2 weeks, so I'm like still in this like gotta be rated PG, guys, But anyways, I love hanging out with kids. But I love hanging out with my kids. I've had family come in from like out of state and stuff like that. So the past 2 weeks just been a lot of family stuff. Still getting my gaming in unusual like at nighttime, but yeah, just a lot of family like barbecue and swimming and birthdays and dinners and stuff like that. But yeah, besides that, nothing too crazy, It's hard to find somebody I'm related to that games, and that sucks. Like, oh yeah, what do you do? Like, I play some video games, bro. Like, what do you do for fun? Like, oh, like. When you mention games and they don't game, they're kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're one of those.
That's cool. But, yeah, nothing too crazy. How about you, Mo? What you been up to, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What have I been up to? Besides bitching about Doom Eternal. Actually bitching about Doom Eternal and then bitching again about how long it took me to pre-order the fucking Steam Deck. I've been good, man. I've been good. It's been a good week. I finally beat Doom Eternal. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Nice.
We will. Yes,
I'm telling you, man. Let me tell you one thing. Beating that game is a fucking achievement.
Very cool.
It is.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's a fucking achievement because goddamn, does it test your stamina?
The DLC is what you're talking about?
I wish I was even talking about the DLCs.
Nope.
I don't even think I have it in me for the DLCs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hear the DLC is even harder.
Yeah,
I'll learn you
it is.
something. I'll tell you all about it.
That's what Jordan was saying.
I'll tell you all about it, boys.
Yeah. Well, we're leading into Well, that's what we're gonna lead into. We're leading into the what we're playing. But actually, I saw something over here. I think Sarko said it. He was asking if the Steam Deck has a LAN port. Yeah, here it is. Yes, Sarko. The Steam Deck. Wait, does it have a LAN port?
No, that would be magical if it did.
Wow. +1
The
Nintendo.
dock probably will.
+1 Nintendo. For shame.
Yeah, that's
For shame, Valve. What the
Nintendo
fuck are you
opted,
guys
man.
doing, man? That's terrible. Oof. Horrible. All right. Let me go around. Start with Joe. Joe, what have you been playing, bro?
I haven't touched. This is the first 2 weeks I think I've played my Xbox way more than my PlayStation. Like, I haven't turned on my PlayStation that much over the past few weeks, other than to play Chicory, which is a really, like, just adorable coloring book type of game where you're just coloring in the world around you to solve puzzles to get into the next area. It's kind of like, 80s or early 90s Zelda-esque, traversal. Really digging that. But Jordan will attest to this. Been playing a lot of Halo 5.
Yes, he
And I
has.
mean like an ungodly amount of how much I want to play, but I'm getting to the point with Halo 5 that I get with every first person or even multiplayer game where I'm getting too competitive. I'm getting, and when I mean I'm getting too competitive, I mean every time I die, it's bullshit. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
that
I'm that
makes
type of guy. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck me, right? Oh yeah, I'm a worthless piece of shit. Like that's, I'm like self-denigrating myself as I'm playing. Like I'm like, ref, where's the ref? Where's the ref? This nade killed me. Oh, that guy's nade works. Oh, okay. And then if you're using the plasma pistol noob combo bullshit, out of here. Out of here with that. They're somehow shooting my Banshee out of the sky. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Fuck, out of here. So I'm loving Halo 5's multiplayer. And fun fact, and Jordan could also attest to this. I beat Ain several times. He says he has like 2,000 hours locked. He says that, you know, he's unlocked everything in the game, but somehow I'm just, when the leaderboard is all said and done, I'm just above him. So that's strange.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
I think Ains just talks a big game. I think he's really good at talking a big game, but when it comes to playing, it's just old man hands.
Ains is in butt fuck middle of nowhere right now. You know, he's in Colorado on vacation, so he can't defend himself. But if you're
I can just
Ains, I hope you're taking notes, buddy.
He's climbing the Rocky Mountains and his head just peeks up. He's like, someone's talking shit about me.
Someone's talking shit, yeah.
Hey, actually, that's good shit, man.
That's all I've been doing. That's all I've been playing. Nothing much.
Dude, yeah, Halo's always a good time, bro. You know, and yeah, it's really, I mean, it's good to see. It's good to see everybody just, you know, a lot of people getting on it right now too. You know, so it's perfect. That way you won't be a fucking noob when Infinite comes out. So
that's the goal. But I do want to point out one thing: that card system sucks ass. It is just terrible. Because there's just, you get to the point where it's like, okay, now I got to grind for 100,000 cards just to get a Banshee in the game mode I actually want to play. That's a bit annoying. That needs to end.
Yeah,
that's all I got, man. That's all I'm
good shit, man. That's awesome. Good, Jordan, my son. What you been playing, bro?
I've been playing a lot of shit, man.
Yes, you have, man.
I've been off for I've been off for a week. So aside from all my outdoor stuff, I've been playing God of War 3. I've been playing Biomutant. I've been playing Doom, The Ancient Gods. I've been playing Splitgate.
Look,
it's just too many freaking games.
Yeah.
Let's start with Doom Eternal.
Keep your youth, man. Keep your youth, because I can't even multitask more than one game.
I think I'll be okay. We'll see. But Ancient Gods, oh my god. It is fucking hard. And I went into it because I beat the base game on Ultraviolence, which is the second highest from Nightmare. I was like,
That's fucking weak coming from you, Jordan. Come on, bro. I expect more.
Yeah, he's like a Souls player.
Good for
I don't fuck around with Ultra Nightmare, man. That's just asking to get. That's like, that's too much. But
that's cool, though.
I went into this. I was like, okay, first level, let me try extra life mode. So basically, you have no. If you lose all your lives, the entire game resets. You start from the beginning, and right from the get go, I'm like, oh wow, I'm already getting fucked up from the very beginning. The arena that you're in right now, they're already spawning like 3 Mancubi, 3 Cacodemons, a bunch of like Doom Slayers. It's just too much going on. Initially, you think it's too much, but the game starts throwing more at you, and you start to kind of figure out, okay, so this is how it's going to be. I get it. Okay, Doom, fine. Every arena you're in goes for at least like 7-8 minutes of just nonstop. Just freaking white knuckle fighting all these demons.
So it's basically the last map in the campaign, but just the entire
every encounter. It's like you get 5 minutes to catch your breath, and then it's like 10 minutes to fight more demons. But it's such a rewarding experience, though. I liken it a lot to beating bosses in the Souls games, just because Doom Eternal is just so special in terms of how just the way that every weapon, every demon that you kill, it's just the feedback you get from taking down these guys is just so satisfying. But I will say it gets to points of where it's just about a little bit of bullshit when they introduce these spirit enemies that basically augment whatever demon it possesses, and you can no longer falter it, you can no longer destroy its weak spots, and it just beats the shit out of you. And so you're forced to target these guys and then kill them with a microwave gun in order to fully defeat them. And then the boss room, I'm not going to spoil too much, but the boss arena is
That's something.
It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. But I loved it though. I loved it, and I'm working through part 2 now, and yeah, it's I'm impressed by it. I really am. It's a special game. I tip my hat to you for getting through the base game. I know it was tough for you, man, especially towards the end. But good job, Mo. Good job.
That was fucking brutal, man.
I will not say whose name this was because of the discourse that Twitter's had with easy mode. But and so I will totally anonymous name. Luke Lore told me that he's like, if I didn't turn this thing to easy mode at certain points, there was no way I was going to beat this game at Insipid Ghost. And like in that DLC. And I'm hearing that from everyone. It's like this thing is
DLC.
brutal. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's no way, man. Even I played it on normal. I'll touch on it in a bit. And that was tough, man. You know, I kept telling Jordan, I'm like, I don't even know how it would be if I even went up one more difficulty.
Dude,
yeah.
It was immense, but it was a great experience, man. It's not for everybody, but holy crap. So good. So good.
Oh yeah. Hey, Tainted Brain is asking if you already got the Steam Deck since you were on the mountains, man. You know, like where you're playing wirelessly, remotely. He just wants to know. You know? Brain, I got you, man. I got you. These are the questions we're here for, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good, man. That's awesome. Kevin, my son.
Yo.
What have you been playing?
This is gonna be easy one. Fucking nothing, because I was working all damn week and it was a cluster. But I did play. I think I played a little bit of Halo 5 with some of you guys and some people out in the chat as well. Were playing with us, and I played some Splitgate with you guys too. Which
I need to play that.
And beta.
It's awesome, Joe.
It's fun.
I have it on PS5. Is it crossplay?
Crossplay, baby.
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Crossplay, baby.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
go, guys.
Yeah, we should do it. Yeah, that's fun. It's like Halo 5 with portals.
Did you pay for it on PS5?
No, it's free.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was tripping. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. Go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, you're good. And that's been about it, man. I haven't delved into much of anything because again, I've just been too busy. But I solved all my work issues, so new ones will wait for me this upcoming week, which hopefully won't be as challenging as the ones I faced last week. But yeah, I think I probably pushed like 60 hours last week, so no fun. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm getting excited for some of these games that I keep checking on. Fucking the Ascent and Hades coming to Game Pass, and the dates are getting closer and closer. So
Ascent,
so
is Ascent this week?
Next week.
Or Ascent next week?
next
29th,
week, yeah.
29th, yeah. Actually, the week after. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you
body's
have a
ready.
really, really difficult, stressful week, it should count as 2 weeks in video game time. You know, it should bounce you
That's
up
fair.
an extra week. I think that's fair, but I don't know. Yeah. So, Mike, man, what have you been playing, dude? You've been we've lost you, man.
My fucking
I've
son,
lost
man.
you.
I lost him for a week. He turned into a
know.
fucking. Look at him. He looks like a lacrosse player.
A lacrosse player.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I had to put
Okay,
on
yeah,
my,
I see it. I see it now.
Yeah, I had to put on my civilian attire and facade the past 2 weeks. But I've been playing quite a bit myself, actually, just because, man, that new PlayStation 5, dude. So, all right, let me just backtrack in order here. So I got into Spider-Man because at first I initially wanted to see the remastered version and see how well it looked. And Mo, like I told you that I was playing in fidelity mode because I remember us talking like a few months back, and you literally said like what I saw. You're like, it looks, when you're playing in like 60 frames mode, it looks flat and like colorful, but in fidelity mode it's got like, and you use the exact thing that what I saw. It's like on a shirt it's flat, but in fidelity mode you see the little like creases and the little
Definitely more
shading
clear.
and
Yeah.
yes. Now, but I played performance mode on Ratchet and Clank, which I beat over the week as well. 16
son.
hours. I did like all but 3 trophies. So, and I was like I don't really want to go back and get the 3 trophies for the plat, but that will be an easy platinum if I choose to go get those 3. And I like the 60 frames performance mode in Ratchet and Clank better because I didn't see a lot of difference with fidelity mode in Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
And I think it's because that graphical style, the way the lighting and the way like their design is, their art style. But then in Spider-Man, dude, it really it is night and day with Spider-Man.
Even performance RT mode in Spider-Man, because the performance RT mode in Ratchet and Clank was pretty good. You know, I mean, despite the decreased resolution, apparently it was pretty good. But Spider-Man, I'm surprised it was that much of a.
Yeah, because those are the only two that I really go for. You know, I don't do the all the way 60 frames 1080p. I kind of want that little juice in there. You know what I'm saying? And and so it was that much different from fidelity mode to performance ray tracing, and I was like, dude, this shit looks insanely good. The whole, I mean, you've seen pictures on Twitter with the reflections and the ray tracing. It's mint, baby. Beat Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, and I was like, why am I playing Spider-Man? I've platinumed that game on the PS4. I've played it multiple times through, and I'm like, why the fuck am I playing this? Because I was going through the library, and I was like, oh, Miles Morales, I didn't play that. I guess I bought it 2 months ago whenever it was on sale, and it was the Ultimate Edition, and so it kind of popped up, and I was like, "Oh, I treated myself. I didn't even know. This is great." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll go through Spider-Man just for some minutes to get myself refreshed, and I'll jump into Miles." And I just started playing Spider-Man. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go all the way with Spider-Man, and then I'll jump into Miles later on." And then, what do you know? A few days later, the Miles Morales mocap dude and the new Peter Parker face guy was popping pictures that they were back to work. And
shit, really?
Yeah, man. So Spider-Man 2 is definitely being made
here first.
I mean, it's inevitable, man. Yeah.
Potential
what does this
multiplayer
mean?
stuff. Yeah. Potential multiplayer. That's the thing that's going on right now. With
back to work, huh?
I can so see that happening with some of these open world Gotham Knight games being multiplayer and stuff like that. They figured that open world multiplayer Elden Ring and shit like that out.
See how you can find shit out without pretending you have sources, man. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, you could have said you had an inside source, and I would have believed it.
My buddy over there at Insomniac,
Yes, Mike.
Missed
I played
opportunity.
some Demon Souls. Yeah, it's okay. I played some Demon Souls last night, which is what's up,
sir.
bro?
You're putting all these fucking photos out here, and I'm now plotting the course to the platinum. I'm like, okay, so here's what I want to do if I wanted to platinum this game.
Yeah,
and I'm going through it right now. It is
really.
You're a real son of a gun. Yeah,
it's a different beast. I love that I didn't play it at first. It's such a different beast than Dark Souls and Bloodborne. It is very methodical. It is very linear. I saw Hector on Twitter. He was saying that he was getting bored about 10 hours in, and I know what he's talking about because it is a lot of hallways. It's not these open areas. They don't branch off and loop back around. It's just kind of straight up. It's a lot more difficult, I would say, just because it's it's a big area. You have to beat the boss, and there's only one bonfire or whatever they call it, and
that's what makes the game difficult.
Yeah, and I remember hearing a lot of Dark Souls players, they would always be like, oh, there's too many bonfires. I'm like, why the fuck are they saying that? Oh, because they play Demon Souls, that's why. So they're used to those long stretches of games, and it really makes you, because the checkpoints are so long in between each other, it really makes you prep for these outings. Dude, I need to have this item. I know I'm gonna run into Poison Boy later. And I know I'm gonna need to roll at this. And then I know I'm gonna need to roll during this time, so I need to drop my shield once I hit this hallway or whatever. Learning the environments is such a great thing in those games. It is the meat and potatoes of those games, and I fucking love those games, dude. And that photo mojo,
beautiful.
All you do is point and click, pretty much. It looks so good, man. I was watching some Vatty videos last night, and I was just like, dude, that looks like a still in real life almost. It's so damn good. But
honestly, I feel like the game that got it perfect, and I know I fucking stand for this game all the time. It's been 1,943 days since the launch of Bloodborne. I don't know, time's an enigma, but Bloodborne definitely had it perfect because they had these shortcuts, just Like, so you didn't necessarily need the bonfire. You have the shortcut that'll get you there quicker. Or sometimes they'll put a bonfire next to like a really difficult boss because they'll know like this one will kick your shit in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like Dark Souls 3. I understand the critique of that game having way too many bonfires.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it definitely fucking does.
Yeah, they mainlined it for sure in Dark Souls 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Nice,
But yeah,
man.
I'm having a good ass time. What about you, Mo?
Nice.
What are you
Good
playing?
shit, dude. That's
You
awesome,
ripping and
man.
tearing?
Yeah, I ripped and teared, man. Yeah, definitely.
No,
Before
he
I
got
get to
ripped and
that,
teared.
oh yeah, I did get ripped and teared. Asa does agree with you. Performance RT in Spider-Man was butt ugly, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I almost had PS4
Asa's a tech junkie, so
yeah.
I'm more obligated to believe him, really, more than a lot of people who would comment on this stuff. Me, what the fuck is I doing? Oh yeah, Doom Eternal finally finished it. Like I was saying, it was a doozy, man. Jordan was there for the last couple nights, and man, that was it was something, man. It was very tough. I refused to change difficulty. I only played it on normal, and I kept telling them, I'm like, I don't know how this. I have no idea what this game would even be like in harder modes. And there's like 3 higher difficulties. There's 3 more difficulties past Hurt Me Plenty, which is normal, right?
Yeah.
And I played 2016, and I loved 2016, but it was not this hard on normal. No fucking way. No way. It had difficult moments, but like this, no way, man. But yeah, that's why I said I'm like I felt like finishing this game is seriously an achievement, dude. It's hard, you know. I mean, so it's so weird too. Like when you really want to talk about difficult games, like let me ask you something, Jordan. Actually, Joe, did you play Doom Eternal?
Yep. Planned it. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I want to know.
Me.
Okay, so yeah, he just had to include that in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, planet.
I just planned it.
No big deal.
I don't know nothing.
Doom Eternal.
Only took me an afternoon. It's fun.
Oh shit! Oh man. So let me ask
Yeah.
you: when
Yeah.
you, would you guys compare this difficulty to something like Souls games?
It's challenging in a similar sense. It's Doom Eternal has moments that can seem really unfair, whereas in Dark Souls, if you do mess up or if your timing is off, it's on you. They're very well balanced games, all the FromSoft ones. There's bullshit moments in both, but I would say Doom has moments that feel very akin to overcoming something like that in a FromSoft game. What do you think, Joe?
I think like one's chess, one's checkers.
Yeah.
Like one
Yeah.
is way more like a Souls is way more like your movement's more deliberate.
Yeah.
Where Doom is like you're changing in the second, so you have to adapt. The one thing that I'll say about Doom, and because it's been over a year since I played in Platinum, by the way, one of the guys with the shields,
Yes, Marauders.
Marauders, those guys I absolutely loathe. So this is the one beautiful thing about turning games into easy mode. If I actually just hate the mechanic, I can almost skip it. Every time there was a scene with them, in my second playthrough, I was like, "And we're turning this straight to easy, so I can just get over you."
Yeah.
Because those characters were it was counter to what Doom is. It's the total opposite. Like combat stalled when they were there. It wasn't that they were challenging.
Yeah.
They were just. It was just like you're playing Doom, and then all of a sudden it just stops you from playing Doom. So those guys I absolutely loathed, but they would be more akin to a From boss or character.
Sure.
Where you're learning their patterns more.
Yeah.
Where these other ones are just like shoot the weak spots.
Right.
You know, the eye dudes just shoot a grenade into their mouth, they'll just blow up to smithereens. So yeah, like I think they're a little bit chess and checkers, but Doom is a different type of pain.
And this is why I was asking, because I would consider it difficult. Like by my standards, you know, and what I play, it was pretty fucking hard. Right. But I stuck with it because it was so good. It was so good. Like I couldn't keep myself away from it. Like I couldn't say that, like I couldn't do that with Returnal, which is really weird, right? Because Doom frustrated the shit out of me, but I stuck with it. And Returnal also frustrated me, but for some reason I walked away from it, even though I knew that I didn't want to, right? It wasn't to the point where for some reason with Returnal, I just felt like I hit this fucking wall with that second boss and I just couldn't get past him. I was like, I'm not going to fucking get past this boss, which is really unfortunate. But then I don't know if you played Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner it's hard.
But I know. Yeah.
Jordan played it.
Good game.
Jordan
Good
played
game.
it. It's hard.
Great
It's
game.
amazing. Yeah. I'm like you're a stand for Bloodborne. I'm a stand for Ghost Runner. Like dude, yeah. And I implore anyone who's even remotely interested in anything like that to try it. But anyway, that game was hard. And there was a specific scene in there. There was a specific level where you have to ascend this nightmare tower, this lasers and shit everywhere, and Jordan, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly
how I did that and how I had the patience to do that. I have no idea. But
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, how the hell did Mo get through this fucking game? I'm dying right now. How did he do this?
You, man, yeah, so it's really interesting because that's why, like, whenever I play tough games like this, and then I'm just like, I can really play these other games. It's just a matter of, do I want to? You know what I mean? But still, like, I mean, I think the forgiveness factor is there as well. Ains spit some fucking... Ains was telling us what last week, because I was asking him, and he's like, look, once you accept the fact that you die in Bloodborne and these games, you know, once you accept that death is a part of it, you'll feel much better about when you die and losing your shit, because fuck it. Like, you've already lost everything, so even if you die again, oh well. So
it's like you become numb to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, man.
I've been saying you have to just kind of accept it. Absolutely, let it happen.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. Tainted Brain, thanks for stopping in, man. Honestly, hey, all of our UK guys, I really appreciate you guys. I swear to God, I know it's 1:30 in the morning right now, so thank you guys so much, seriously, for popping in. Appreciate you guys.
Good night, Brain.
Good night, buddy. What did the Wild Boy say here? I love the irony that Eternal and Returnal rhyme, and they are both games that pissed off me. Yeah, definitely, man. That's good. But yeah, so that's it. Now I'm trying to figure out what to play. Again, Splitgate. It's fun. I was telling these guys earlier. I'm really sick of. I'm getting to that point where unless it's an established IP when it comes to first-person shooters, I'm kind of like whatever, you know. And you know, Splitgate is cool because it's a fucking first-person shooter with portals. Why has that not been done before? Yeah. You know, I mean, what an easy concept to really think about, but it's so cool and it executes it really well. You know, like that's the thing. So I hope that game continues to grow, man. That's awesome.
I think it will. I don't know if you guys saw they had like a bunch of they blew up in popularity on Steam over the past couple of days. Like,
good for them, man. Good for them.
So it's been on PC since 2019, I think.
I
think we'll see a good surge for it now because like you said, it controls very well, and the whole portal implementation is good. The gunplay feels good. You'll like it. You play it, dude.
I'm not even aiming down. I'm not even aiming down sights either, man. It's a fucking Doom factor. I was telling you.
Yes.
I don't even want to aim down sights anymore. Oh, and I started playing Splinter Cell Chaos Theory last night again for like the fourth time. But yeah.
Are you prepared for tomorrow to hurt? Where Ubisoft announced another Tom Clancy thing.
It's so, isn't it so funny about like the timing of my fucking post? Like I posted something last night and I put "fuck you, Ubisoft," and then this morning they're like, "Oh, we're announcing a new Tom Clancy game," but guess what? It ain't Splinter Cell. I'm like, you know what, man? I don't regret anything I posted last night.
Nor should you, man. Chaos Theory is so good.
Oh my god, that
was one of my favorites.
So good. Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, let's not dive into that because that's going to really break my heart. All right. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let me lead off. First lead off, and I know I'm not the only excited one for this. First thing is Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl. Yes, it is on the list. And yes, I will talk about it for a few minutes.
I'm about it, Mo.
Hell yeah, bro! I was fucking pumped, man. What are you talking about? Look at the characters they showed. I mean, besides SpongeBob, they showed freaking what the hell's her name from Our Real Monsters.
That's why I was surprised. The the snake girl or whatever.
Olivia.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Albina?
Yeah, something like
Oblina.
that.
Some shit. They
Oh,
showed
yeah.
the fucking Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh my. Anyway, I don't on the look, man. I mean, me, like I personally lost my shit when I saw Powdered Toast Man. Okay, like I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know how well this game is going to do realistically, you know. But at the same time, it's really freaking cool that they show something like this, you know. Even if you want to consider it an alternative to Smash Brothers, that's fine. Me personally, honestly, I'm gonna buy this game and I'm gonna play this game, and if only because I know it's gonna have crossplay. I know it's gonna fucking have like a decent online network or a decent online infrastructure, and it looks like an absolute blast. I mean, look at this shit; it's crazy. So, me, I want this because this might give me that. This might scratch that itch that Smash Brothers did not. And no, I'm not comparing the two. If there's any fucking Nintendo stands in here, I'm definitely not comparing the two. But I can't play Smash Brothers with my friends. You know, even though I would love to. I would absolutely love to play Smash Brothers normally.
I'll compare the two, Mo. I'll be brave.
You know what, bro? You go ahead, bro. You go and do your thing, man.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Don't they have like no knock net servers or something like that where like
trash.
Their servers are actually like decent and work? Whereas like Smash, the reason why I got out in less than a month of that game's release was the connection was awful, and it like no Ethernet port, no LAN port. You're working off that shitty wireless, card in that Switch. It just made matches almost unplayable. There was so much lag between fights. It just wasn't fair. It was literally who had better connection, who's closer to a goddamn PS5 or AKA router. It's like that's all you got. So at least this game gives you that with what their netcode is all about. Sure. That also said, fucking, I'm maining Reptar so hard it's not even it's not even funny.
Nice,
y'all.
Joe. Hell yeah.
Dude,
I was like,
honestly,
damn, they
like-
got Reptar in there?
I mean, they got they got Ninja Turtles and the Reptar and fucking SpongeBob and Patrick.
Zim.
I mean, it's cool, man. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I'm excited, dude. I'm honestly, I'm on it day one. What do you guys think, Jordan? What do you think?
I mean, it's cool. I was the only Smash game that I really got into was the original on 64. I kind of fell out of the arena fighters, so I didn't really play too much of the what was it called, Smash Bros. Melee. Yeah, I don't play them too much. It's a very niche crowd, in my opinion, anyways. But this is cool. There's a huge roster of characters that Nickelodeon could do. Will I play it?
And just people won't take you seriously.
That's
You know, like
that's a good
fucking,
thing.
you know, like this whole thing with like worshipping Sakurai. I know Sakurai is a fucking big deal, you know, but like,
It works too hard.
you know, like it's just get the fuck out of here, man. Like, like this just
Oh
looks,
fuck! They got Michelangelo, this motherfucker.
Yes,
Bro,
yes,
they got actual cool
Yes.
characters.
Yeah.
in this.
Oh
this
my
looks
god!
unadulterated, pure fucking fun, and I'm all about that, man.
I think it's cool. It's cool. There's not too many arena fighters out there, so it's literally only just Smash. So why not have something else kind of show up?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, Kevin, what's up, man? Are you day one on this with me, bro?
So I hadn't heard about it, and I watched the video, and I am so game for this, dude.
Oh, all right.
I want to play Zim, and I want to play the Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob and fucking Cinnamon Toast Man or whatever, powdered
Powdered
Toast
Toast, man,
Man.
bro. Get that
He
shit
Oh,
right.
dude, memories, man.
I know.
Memories. That shit's crazy. I'll do it. Do you guys wonder the price point? You think it's gonna be full price or like a $39.99 type of thing?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 40.
Yeah.
How much was
40
the
or
SpongeBob game? I think
40
how much was the SpongeBob game?
The
That's
SpongeBob
the
game at release was $40, but that was a
Okay, so-
remaster. Remember that was
Oh,
or
that's
that,
true.
well, actually
Okay.
that was a remake.
Okay.
That was a remake, and it was pretty fucking good. By the way, if nobody played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, okay, which came out like last year or 2 years ago, if you're looking for a really, really good platformer that obviously doesn't take itself too seriously, but I swear to God, it's awesome and it's very cheap. It's very fun to play.
All right.
The mechanics are excellent, and it's the campaign is definitely a good chunk of time. So, you know, but yeah. Well, Def Floyd here thinks it's going to be gonna be $60. You know what, man?
I'm ready.
I'm ready for that shit.
fucking
dude.
ready.
Oh yeah. And look at Sarko. Sarko's already pumped. See, Sarko, Yeah, man. Absolutely. Where the hell is it? What happened to it? Yeah, right here. Look at this powdered toast, man. You son of a bitch. That's right, Brand. That's all it took. Nobody knows the fucking powdered toast, man. Mike, what's up, bro? Are you fucking
I'm
rocking
about
with
this
this with
fucking
us?
game. The fighting community is into this game. They're interested in this game. I want to see.
Are they
Avatar
really?
Aang. They are, bro. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Because
so
you're a
Guilty
Mortal
Gear-
Kombat guy, and I know your head's in that space.
I am
Are
in
they-
that space right now. That's why I was
What?
seeing this. I was like, I'm about this life. Yeah. So this will have rollback netcode. Rollback netcode basically
there
is
you go.
just it's just a very good like search engine to like find other players across the world. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
Guilty Gear Strive has it and stuff. It's just a
Okay.
better where like your inputs work and it's like the connection is overall better. This game will have that. Fucking Nickelodeon, of course. So this game reminds me of Brawlhalla. I haven't really played Brawlhalla too much, but I know it gets like a lot. It's like a free fighting game type of thing. I'm a big Super Smash Brothers fan, so I like love that whole like 4-player like
Hell
with your
yeah,
buddies.
man.
I love that
Hell
shit,
yeah.
dude. And honestly, I am kind of surprised I haven't came up with this idea like earlier or whatever. But the characters look cool. Like at first I was like I'm not that big of a SpongeBob fan really. And so, but like I used to watch Real Monsters, like
Yeah.
Steve Stickler during the summertime. I don't know if you guys
Oh, yeah.
like remember Nickelodeon during that day. Of
course,
but
man.
yeah,
Come on, bro.
Invader Zim. Yeah, dude. Like I love all these characters. Like, and there's cool characters in there too, like the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. So that's why if there's like Korra or Avatar Aang like in there, I'm like, that's probably my main. Reptar. I like how Joe mentioned
Fuck
Reptar.
yes.
I was like, damn. I'm like, are we gonna get some Tommy Assist up in here with the bottle spray or something like that? But yeah, so Guilty Gear has been out for like I don't know a good portion enough for people to get, which is doing great by the way. It's like at a 500,000 sales right now.
I was gonna say, how is it? Because I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to fighting games. Like I just
am I, man.
suck.
Yeah.
I just suck.
I
Is this a
didn't
good one to
get
get
it.
into? if
Man,
you're-
so I've been doing this whole fighting game thing like
Yeah,
recently
please.
because I'm like so fucking close to purchasing Guilty Gear. They just announced a DLC character. But what I was like thinking in my mind, I was like, dude, if anybody wants to get into a fighting game, Dragon Ball Fighter Z is the best
Okay.
beginner fighting game ever. Like hands
Okay.
down, it's badass, whatever. But that's what I would say, Joe. Guilty Gear, yeah, like it looks solid. I don't know if like you might just want to spend $15 on Fighter Z to get into fighting games, but
Okay.
you know, if you want to try it, same people, Arc System, stuff like that.
All right.
But anyways, and so like because Guilty Gear has been out and like now they're getting a DLC and there's no really other major fighting game out, this is filling that void, this Nickelodeon game. So
This is hilarious to fucking. This is hilarious. I
yeah.
like, dude. Like, I'm genuinely stunned right now. I can't believe you're telling me the fighting game community is looking at
Dude,
this. That's
like
hilarious.
every
Makes me
big
happy,
YouTuber
honestly.
that I watch
Yeah.
made a video about it, and they're like, "Damn, man, I hope like
That's good.
I think
That's
everybody's
good.
a Nickelodeon fan. So,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and I think anything to replace Smash Bros. Because like Mo, honestly, bro, you hit it on the head, man. Like I love Smash Brothers, but the only reason why I don't play it is because I don't have buddies to play it with, and it's the Switch Online, all that kind of shit. You know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's really
So-
that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, so to me, this was one of those things, and this to me, I always started looking into Brawlhalla. I was like, "What is that game? You know, like what is it?" But I'll just play Fighter Z or Mortal Kombat if I'm playing fighting.
Hell
games,
yeah,
which-
man.
Which are
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
fun. So
Even
good time.
ladies into it, man. She said, "Imagine
Ren
Ren
and
and
Stimpy,
Stimpy,
Doug?
or
Oh,
Doug."
shit.
Bro.
Doug,
She
I hope
dropped
he's
one
a
out,
superhero for
Two angry beavers, lady. You're on
Cat
top
dog.
right now.
Cat dog, yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. I was gonna say Pinky the Brain for a second, but I'd get my fucking networks mixed
Oh yeah,
up.
that was anime.
But if they want
Animaniacs.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
like
it's
if they want an
WB.
Animaniacs fucking arena game, I'm in on that shit. Yeah.
It's all
Two
this
angry
just,
beaver
yeah, it's, just
shit.
it's cool, man. It's different. I like it. So I'm glad we got to talk about it. How many fucking shows talked about Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, bro?
Nobody put respect on its name.
Nobody put some
Nobody.
respect on Nickelodeon All Stars
My
Brawl.
goodness,
Come on,
rocket power.
guys. Oh shit, that's awesome. Oh, yeah. All right. Another actually, this was so small, but it made so many shockwaves, and it was about Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and that it's going to feature a contextual ping system. Apparently, it's going to feature a ping system for team communication. So this is an excellent feature, obviously, that was pretty much perfected by Apex Legends. It's probably the best implementation of pinging is Apex Legends. And even when other games have tried it as well, it's still not as good as Apex Legends.
You are so correct.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing. So this came by way of lead multiplayer designer Andrew Witz, who had confirmed that Halo Infinite will have a ping system in an employee spotlight blog post. He said this will be called the Mark system and will enable players to mark areas of interest on maps for their teammates. He said, my team also gets to work on awesome multiplayer systems like the Mark system, which is a feature where players can mark a spot in the world and lets their teammates know vital information like an enemy position or weapon location. So pretty much a ping system. It's obviously not something that's new. But for Halo, I think it's amazing. I think it's welcome. And especially for people like me, it's so funny because I love Halo so much, but geographically, I'm just completely fucking defunct. You know, like, I mean, I don't know the names of buildings, right? Like, I mean, I'm not the type that tells you like I'm just like, hey, I'm the asshole that's just like over here. Oh, over here, over there.
I'm over by the thing.
Yeah. Over by that big canyon thing. Yeah, these guys know. So for someone like me, this is fucking huge. This is awesome. So I think this is going to be something that's going to be very welcome. I can't see a negative. I can't see a downside to this, to be honest with you. Shout out to Patman Gaming. He does a lot of Halo videos. He was talking about himself. He's a huge Halo buff. And he himself said, he's like, I really can't find anything negative to this, you know, unless the only thing is, he's like, the only negative I can think of is if you tag someone on, you know, on the enemy team, where if they end up like going behind a wall or something where it'll continue to show it, where the mark will continue to be on them. That would be a little bit cheap. I can't imagine them doing something like that. But he said like that's worst case scenario. And I actually agreed with him. So what do you guys think of this, man? Joe, I know you've been getting into Halo recently. So what do you think a ping system is? I think it's very welcome here, bro.
Yeah, man. This is Halo catching up with the times. So when I see that they're doing like, they're still going to have sprint. Everybody needs to get over it. It's important. And it helps modernize the series. At the same exact time, you see the hook shot is going to help deal with like environments or vehicles, like flying vehicles that piss me off all the time. And then you have the mark system, which I'm really digging because I'm a big dumb idiot going, okay, where on my X, where's my X? You know what I mean? So like in the center, where in the center? So marking it is going to help immensely. So I'm all in for this. This is a really good change that's going to be implemented. I'm just wondering where it's going to be on the controller. That's my only thing. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think in Apex it's like one of the bumper buttons.
Yes,
is the ping.
L1
So where is Halo going to be? Because Halo, the control scheme is similar to Destiny, which I think is important for that and for them. So I'm very interested where they put that button.
Now remember,
if it's in the D-pad, it sucks.
Now remember, they got rid of the dash. They got rid of the dash in Halo Infinite. So there will be something that's there. And look, even though the implementation in Apex Legends was excellent, and this was just a personal gripe of mine, I hated switching grenades in Apex Legends because there was no dedicated button for it. Like you had to kind of, I think it was down on the D-pad or something, or the direction on the D-pad that you had to first switch to the grenade and then throw it. Yeah. So for those that are used to it by now, obviously, I mean, you're used to it. But for me personally, like I just didn't like that. But because of the way that they just dedicated one, you know, the R1 button or the right bumper button to ping, I think that's why it worked so well for them too. So what do you think? What do you think, Jordan?
Dude, I freaking love it, man. Like you said, Apex has really kind of perfected that ping system. The combo rows, just in terms of like, you know, I'm going over here, there's an enemy over there, weapons over here. That is the coolest thing. Anybody that wants to poo-poo on that, really, it's kind of stupid because one, it helps with accessibility. People that don't want to talk or people that can't talk in the most extreme cases, like Puma. One of Pat's playing. He does not get on mic at all. We played in a tournament with Puma, but he held his own, so we were totally fine. But yeah, I think having that is cool. The only downside it would be is if it continued to tag an enemy if they went out of line of sight. Battlefield does something like that. At least it did in the previous games, but it would only persist for like a second or two after they went behind cover. But yeah, I think it's awesome. A lot of the purists out there will say, no, just learn the map callouts. But no, I think it's freaking awesome because yes, you are geographically challenged, and it is a fucking pain trying to tell you where to shoot.
You know, the other thing too is you really made a good point, man. Can you imagine like the team right now, right? Like, I mean, they have to satisfy purists and they have to figure also a way out to bring in more people to the Halo universe that have never played it before. You know what I mean? You're going free to play now, so now you got to bring people in, and you have to find ways to make this more appealing. Like, I mean, if you didn't like Halo before, so I'm sure, like, imagine how much shit these people had to be thinking about. For those players that did not want to play Halo before, what can we do now to bring them in? Right? How do we pull them away? Besides the whole free to play thing, yeah, sure, but this is definitely one of those things. You know, just
you're right.
It's a fucking microcosm of it, but it's definitely something. Kevin, ping, Halo,
mute.
Kevin, you're muted, my fucking son. Oh, come on, bro. Get with.
A ping, dude. Every game has a ping now. Apex made it work, and Call of Duty has it. I mean, it's almost essential at this point. And if these motherfuckers don't want a game to change, go play the Master Chief Collection for the next 10 fucking years. Shit's gonna change. I'm sorry, cry me a river. You know, like it's either gonna be better or worse, and they'll fix and adapt, right? I mean, if something doesn't work, it's not stuck. They've rolled back things in other games as well. So I'm all for the ping. If it works like Apex, like Call of Duty, it'll be fine. And it's really nice when you don't want to mic it up, right? And and you want to play a little more strategic and stay together. You can. It's so nice, man. Like, I've played BRs without a mic and won. Just you know, based on ping systems, where are you gonna drop, where are you gonna go, where are you gonna defend. So yeah, no, man, I'm totally for easy things like this that have a great effect on you know, accessibility and just playability. I mean, Halo hasn't really been touched in a long time, so I can see why the purists are all like, "Oh, don't touch my Halo. It's not yours, so deal with it."
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Mike, you got anything to add for Halo ping system?
Not just kind of to reiterate what you guys said. That was the first thing, Joe, that I thought too, was like, where at on the controller is this ping gonna be? Because Warzone has it as up on the D-pad, and that is the trashiest fucking button.
So awkward.
I like it resets my whole brain when I have to ping. You know, plus you're like, if you're aiming and shooting, like, I want all that to kind of flow in together, especially if these maps are small and you got like 8 dudes pinging. You know, I don't want to get like clusterfucked, basically. I hope they have something to figure that out. With the live ping thing, like, mark the enemy, go behind the wall for just a moment. Like, I don't want that to be cheap, because I do, like, I do feel like it does say something whenever you can, like, as a team at least, call out that one word, and, like, everybody's like, oh, I know exactly that area that he's talking about, like mid or whatever, like mid tower, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it is very, like, on the ball, and I like that. But the ping system, very user friendly, modernized, like you guys said.
Yes.
And yes, Mo, I do believe Apex Legends does it the best. They did it first, and they still do it the best. Yeah, like the other battle royales that I've played, or any other ping system that I've had, it's like a shitty delay. It doesn't mark exactly like where you're pointing, and it's not like, I don't know, they mess up the 3-dimensional space, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I hope they do it good, man, because I could see how Halo could definitely use it, and how it could just help it out, basically, overall.
Yeah.
Environments, man. Like, I don't know exactly the difference between, like, a big level, Jordan, and, like, a small level, you know what I'm saying? And where, like, you could utilize it better a little bit more, but so, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool, man.
And yes, lady, we are very excited for pinging. All right, 8 dudes pinging. Yeah, absolutely. We are definitely in for the pinging. We're all very excited about it. Yeah. So actually, and even Def Floyd here makes a good point. He's like, that's where I love my Elite controller. Ping goes where I want it. Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
That's right.
Okay. This is a this was an interesting topic, and I thought really, man, there's such a fucking weird dichotomy with fanboys, and really, I wanted to bring this up because of that. Phil Spencer went on Kind of Funny Xcast. If you haven't watched the thing, you really should watch or listen to it.
Yeah.
He's such a fucking great dude, man. I swear to God, you could tell this guy just wants to sit and just talk shit, talk about video games. You know, he talks about his crew, you know, the guys he plays Destiny with and all this, whatever. I mean, it really, really is amazing that there's a gamer who is that passionate, is really at the head of a, you know, of something like Xbox. So, you know, well, his success definitely and what he's been able to bring to the table is, you know, a big reason has to do with the fact that he himself is a gamer. But this is not a Phil Spencer nut writing session, so I'm not going to do that. All right, but I love the guy. Yeah, you should definitely listen to it. But in the Kind of Funny Xcast, he does talk about the controllers, right? And he brings up the haptic feedback. He brings up the haptic feedback of the Dualsense. And he said that, you know, he really likes what they did with the Dualsense. And he said that, you know, they're looking into some things in the future in terms of like how to implement it with into the Xbox controller. He hasn't committed to anything. They haven't committed to anything. This is just something that he's saying, right? And this started, you know, a lot of conversations on Twitter about the whole haptic feedback thing and whatnot. And, you know, first you had people that were like, hey, this is fucking cool. You know, like, I mean, me personally, like, I put out a tweet. I was like, you can always turn off the haptic feedback features, right? If they're implemented correctly, like Astrobot, Returnal, you know, some of, you know, it, and also, I personally like them in Ratchet and Clank. You know, somebody like Jordan, he thought it was like a little bit overdone, which I can see definitely. You know, there was too much rumble, but if they're implemented the right way, it's actually pretty fucking cool, right? Because I think we've all had some experience with it where it does kind of bring something to your experience. It's not a necessity, right? But it's not a gimmick. If it's done right, it absolutely works. It's a gimmick in games where they make it feel like a gimmick. For instance, like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I couldn't fucking stand it, right? Like, I didn't like the implementation in it, man. I just felt like it was very bare bones, or not even bare bones.
Okay.
Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I think maybe I was being a bit hyperbolic. It's not that I couldn't stand it, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it the way that I liked it with the other, you know, with the other implementations. But, you know, then you also had some people that are like, no, the controller is perfect as it is. It doesn't need to get touched. We don't need this shit. You know, and then you had people on it who were like, do you know how hard this would be to fix? Do you know how hard it would be to fucking, you know, if something was to go wrong? Who the fuck thinks about fixing their controller when you first buy it? When you drop your $70 on your controller, I guarantee you the first thought in your head is, man, I don't know how hard this is going to fix if something goes wrong with it. No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to fucking get up and you're going to buy another controller. I'm not condoning that, all right? But that's what we do. That's what we do. And they're just like finding all of these reasons not, you know? And I'm just like, why? Why are you, like, I mean, your own Lord and Savior said that he likes it. There's things about the implementation that he likes, and it's not about stagnancy. We know this is not the business for stagnancy. This is not the business for complacency. There's always room to grow. Just because he wants to add additional haptics, because we know the Xbox One controller did have haptics in the triggers. So just because he wants to add additional haptics, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. They're making it fucking, like, I swear to God, I was expecting to see that day a hashtag of not my Xbox controller. You know, like, I mean, I'm telling you, that was like where it was. And I'm like, you guys are finding all the fucking shittiest reasons not to implement this. And I don't understand why, right? Like, I mean, if the boss himself, who including myself, you know, like, I mean, if you're a fan of Xbox, you praise him for everything that he's done. So when he praises something that the competition has done, all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, oh, it's a gimmick. Really? Come on, man. Let him fucking improve it. If they think that it can be improved on, why not? There are people like I like the offset sticks. I definitely love the feel of the like the Elite V2 is. Remember, me personally, it's the greatest controller ever made, right?
Sure.
But imagine the Elite V2 with the haptics of the fucking DualSense. Are you people out of your fucking mind? Like, I mean, how would you not? And me personally, you can call this a hot take, you can call it whatever. I think the people bitching about the haptics are the ones that don't own a DualSense and who have never heard of, and I've never fucking held a DualSense and who have never even experienced it. Like, I mean, just fucking spare me, man. Honestly, like, I think it's great. I mean, and you know what, Diego? Thank you for that, bro. He already put not my Xbox controller.
I love De Niro, man. He's the best.
Shit, man. But no, seriously, dude. Like, it's okay. It is okay. Yeah. I mean, we all love the fucking Xbox controller, and just these additions to it to enhance the experience. There's nothing wrong with that. So stop finding excuses not to implement it. Joe, I'm sorry, man. I went iron lung on this, man. I was fucking annoyed. Go ahead, dude. What do you got for me on this?
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like, first off, I watched the whole games cast. I thought it was excellent, and I never understand. And I need people to understand where I come from, because people think I talk from a Sony perspective. I come from a very liberal perspective of I don't trust a corporation at all. They're not my friends. I don't trust them. They will fuck me at any opportunity they can. I'll never trust them. They're not my friends. And when the time comes for that revolution, we're eating those sons of bitches at the stake. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We talk so much about it. We're doing it. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Accountabilism for the win. So, like, when the end times come, I know there's a dividing line where we're at opposite ends. Mm-hmm. So for me, watching that, I was like, oh, actually, you know what? This humanized them a bit. Like, he is a guy that could get in front of a camera and a mic, and sure, undoubtedly there is a PR guy in that room with him, but he will speak candidly about his product, and truthfully, from what I can tell, about the product, right? And he can tell what he could give compliments to his competition without getting on his knees and opening his mouth, right? So like, by giving PlayStation
a stand-up guy, bro. He's just a stand-up guy. Like, that's all it is.
Because it's also, he's over it. Like, that's not, they're selling boxes shit because, Xbox, congratulations, guys. You outsold the PlayStation this month. We're seeing everybody's like, is this the turning of the tides? It's like, all right, shut the fuck up. It's just shut up. Shut up. You said for years now this wasn't the case, and now you got 1 month, and now you're like, this is it, guys. This is a fever. It's like, shut up. Just shut your mouth. Again, they're not your friends. They're not. They're not going to call you up when you're sick. They're not going to call you up, congratulate you when you got the job. They're not. They're feign niceness to sell you on a product, to make you feel like you're part of a community. That is their job. But again, hearing Phil, I was like, okay, he definitely gives me the Steve Jobs effect, where Steve Jobs is a really smart dude. He could predict when the market was going to do a certain thing and try to be ahead of it because he foresaw that. Phil Spencer foresees something happening in this industry, and he wants to be in front of it, or at least be as close to the front as humanly possible. That's his job as a CEO at the end of the day as well. Mm-hmm. So he's in the front of the line right now when it comes to streaming, when it comes to the Game Pass thing. He's there. Where Game Pass far ahead of its competition, right? And that's just not PlayStation, Stadia, Luna, all of it. Far ahead. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. So when he comes in and he's like, hey, PlayStation's got a dope controller and they got some tech in there that's impressive. Maybe we'll look into it, because that's where we think, because on one hand, he's like, I think some of the tech in the Dualsense is really nice. But like, on the other hand, he's like, I don't think VR is the thing. I don't think VR is going to be the thing. And that's not where we want to throw our focus in. He's literally proving the point of like, our focus is on the controller, because he knows that in a few years, this is the console. These are the things you're interacting with. Mm-hmm. The boxes or the server, the cloud, That's all secondary. No one gives a shit how big the PS5 is. Actuality. No one gives a shit how obtuse the Xbox is, right? Because how you're interacting with the whole console is this thing right here. That's what matters. So he's telling you, this is what matters. We know we got the perfect sauce here. There's just a few ingredients we'd like to put in. That's not a bad thing. Also, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm full of shit. Someone in the comments can let me know. But the Elite controller has haptic technology in it, if I'm not mistaken, version 2. I don't think it has the feedback that the Dualsense has, but if I'm not mistaken, it had something around that lane. Mm-hmm. So when I hear people bitch about, oh, it's not my controller, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve when it comes to my controller, it's like, shut up, you fucking loser dork. Just shut up. Just shut up. You're dumb. Take out the Phil Spencer icon and your dash, whatever the fuck you have. Got a fucking life. And this comes from the guy that has all this memorabilia, so maybe I could take a point or two from me. But honest to goodness, this is fine. Like, this is great. I love both controllers. And for Phil to go, hey, I like this haptic and I like this adaptive triggers, that's awesome because I love both of those things. So it means for me as a gamer, somewhere down the line, this isn't going to be a gimmick. That the industry's looking at it, people are enjoying it so much that it looks to be supported in the future. That's what we want. Because I remember people fucking blowing the Xbox controller when it's like, guys, there's motors in the triggers. Motors. They put $1 billion into these triggers and motors. Yeah, and it's just like, okay. Yeah. So just think of it. Think of it. Maybe these simpletons can think of it as motors and triggers and they'll get on board. When people are like, I don't like how it's like a half button press. It's like, that's what the Elite does. Like, I have half button presses everywhere. Just shut up. Just shut your mouth, you dumb idiots. That's the thing. Like, it really does piss me off, Mo. Because you're right. Like, there's an actual conversation that people had and a smart one at that. It was a really good episode. You got a lot of insights out of it. And the thing that people took is, I want these motors in my triggers. It's like, shut up. Shut up. And yeah, it sucks to see that at the end of the day, that's where the conversation lies because there's awesome tech in both these controllers. They're both the best that they've have at this point in time. Like Xbox, it somehow feels better than before. DualSense, miles above the DualShock 4. Both of them are really great. So just yeah. And half these people, they don't care. They'll never buy a PlayStation, or maybe they will. And they just pretend on Twitter, but it's just annoying. So there's my angry TED Talk. And again, and I said this, I forget what on what show, but I'll reiterate this again. If you have the goddamn Xbox graphics chip as your icon, if you have Phil Spencer holding a fucking Series X as a bazooka as your like banner on Twitter, you're a fucking loser. You're just the biggest fucking loser. And look at me, guys. I have toys in the background. This guy right here, who has Funko Pops and shit of like Fortnite stuff, thinks you're a loser. That's how low on the bar you are to me. Okay? I'm sick of the nonsense on Twitter. Yeah. Just sick of it.
Well, that's not going to stop. Honestly, we already know that stuff is not going to stop. But you know, again, it's an interesting conversation because I just think that it's adding to it. You know, just like you said, Rumble used to be looked at as a gimmick. Remember, and then when wireless controllers, remember? Do you remember when the 6-axis came out with the PS3? Yeah. Do you guys remember? It had no rumble.
What an abomination of a controller.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. It was
that dragon game. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Look at you can move a rubber duck.
I know, right? Like a rubber duck.
I don't need wireless controllers. The latency. It's like, shut up.
And what was this fucking 6-axis bullshit? It was because of that lawsuit that they had. Yes. They couldn't name it the DualShock 3 at the time.
That's all.
The fuck out of here. All right, Jordan, my fucking son, my Xbox ambassador son. You talk to me, bro. What do you think about this? Now that you've actually had some time with the DualSense, do you think this would be
De Niro, you son of a bitch, you better. Sorry.
You could.
Yeah, you probably will. Diego, please do it. Please do it.
Here, I'll hold it like this right here. You get it. I'm just going to hold it for a few seconds.
Jordan, go ahead. You go. Screenshot it. Screenshot it.
Just keep holding it. Just keep holding it, Joe. Don't just keep it like that for the rest of the show.
You got it already. You got it.
Don't stop. No, I really do love the DualSense, man. I guess we've spoken about this before, but I was the guy that always turned Rumble off because it preserves your battery. You know, I couldn't care less about it. But again, when I first fired up Returnal on my PlayStation 5, I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? This is the coolest thing ever. And every first party game that's implemented it, I've enjoyed. Metro Exodus has a very awesome implementation of it as well. It's freaking cool. I'm the guy that says it's not a gimmick anymore. It really does elevate, what a controller can feel like and can do. So I don't really know how else you can peak or improve upon this design, but yeah, the biggest thing for me is just that it's cool that he acknowledges it, because I prefer the layout of the offset sticks, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we can meld or get at least entertain the idea of seeing those two iterations kind of come together in some way, that would be freaking awesome. And that's kind of all it really boils down to for me. I think the mic is the one thing that's kind of awkward on the PlayStation controllers.
Yeah.
but aside from that, no, it's awesome.
That's the one thing I got wrong, because in the beginning I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Like a mic, so like people that can't afford headsets can still communicate. Then like 3 months in, I'm like, "Fuck me!" If I hear one more Lil Wayne or some noxious goddamn music in the back, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
The Wild Boy, he said, always turn off Rumble, not because of battery life, but I just don't like things vibrating in my hands. It's also why I don't have any toys.
What kind of toys? I
don't know, man.
Okay.
Listen, I might not want to get into it.
Wild Boy must have been very happy when the Rumble became a standard feature in controllers.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Dude, so I watched at least 2 or 3 podcasts where, and I'm not going to mention them, but where these motherfuckers were going to die on the hill of the Xbox controller being perfect the way it is. And why? It's just fanboyism, right? At that point, there's nothing else to it. Phil's like, hey man, we might take a look at this and improve stuff. And they're just crying about their fucking controller being changed. Are you fucking serious right now? I mean, and like Mo said, right? They haven't played with the DualSense. These dudes that are honestly offended, like personally, like I offended, like I ran over their dog, or like I'm offending their religion or some shit when you suggest that some more haptics on the Xbox controller wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't like Rumble. I don't feel the immersion in my hands. Well, fuck you. Maybe I do. I don't feel the immersion in my... No, you haven't played it, man, because every title that used it well worked well and added something to the game.
Kev turns to his wife later at night. You want to feel some immersion in your hands?
Oh, shit.
No, I'm tired. He's like, but wait till
No, I got a headache. But the immersion's good,
you turn the Rumble off? Like...
I mean, I am one, like, I didn't think it would do much, right? But then with Returnal and with Ratchet and Clank, and even with Spider-Man, I enjoyed it. Metro Exodus, I haven't turned it off yet, so I guess that says something. And battery life kind of sucks on the DualSense with all that shit on there. Whatevs. It is what it is. But right now I do have an Xbox Elite and a DualShock in a box in the dark, so I'm hoping they mate. And I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna leave them there for a little while, and maybe we'll come out with a really dope controller. I definitely think we're gonna see some advancements. So I'm excited to see what Xbox might put in there. Who knows, man? They can sure as shit get rid of that fucking share button, because I don't like it, and go with something else. So yeah, no, man, the fanboys are killing me, dude. Every damn person on these podcasts that are just dying on this hill, I don't know. Like Joe said, you're a loser. And Joe is like bottom rung here. So if he's calling you a loser, then you are a fucking loser, man. Like, just no.
What's embarrassing?
I mean,
other than anything. I got Cuddle Team Leader Commander of Fortnite right here.
See?
The pink bear? I love that thing. That thing's dope as shit. I think that.
I'm not judging you. I love you.
You're a goddamn loser. You think you got? Oh yeah, Phil, you notice me, please. It's like,
Please, Phil, invite me to dinner.
Oh yeah, Mike. Now that you're actually, this is good. Now that you've had your PS5 for a couple of weeks now and you've gotten to tinker around with the Dualsense, so what do you think of these haptics? It's important to say that because just in case some people's feelings get hurt, this is not Dualsense features in the Xbox. This is haptics. What do you think of the haptics in the Dualsense and something like that applicable to the Xbox controller?
Also, your mic is
Mike.
muted,
Mike, your mic is muted. You fucking rookie. See what happens when you wear polo shirts, bro? You just forget about everything.
I like the fact that that this was said, and it's cool that Xbox is getting into it. To me, with now having a PlayStation 5 and the PS5 controller with all the haptics and stuff, I don't think they were as good as I imagined. Like, I know that sounds bad, and like,
how dare you?
It's like I'm saying that like, oh, they're not that good. It's just I really thought it was gonna be like when I hit the wall with my sword, I'm gonna feel that like, I shouldn't have done that, but I don't really feel that. It's just like I've just come to find out that I really got to be like paying attention on the haptics if I like want that full immersion. Like I still feel it when I play. I like the sound and all that. Let's not talk about the sound, but the haptics are nice. I like the trigger squeeze and all that stuff. And it's like, but it's just not, it's not as, I don't know, like it's not as effective as I thought it was going to be. It's nice. It's still nice though. Now, 80% good.
Let me ask you one thing. Did you change the settings? You can change like the
all the way up. I got the speaker all the way up. I got the haptics all the way up because I like rumble in my shit. If it doesn't fuck my aim up, I'm good. But for me, if Xbox were to implement something like this, I would go out of my way and buy a whole separate controller that had these features in them because I like those features. Like when I hear Jordan say that he turns his rumble off to save battery, I'm like, that is such a weird thing for you. I don't know why, but I just don't. You don't come off as that type of person, Jordan. But I get it, though. You know what I mean? I think it would be cool. And I think it's the only next logical step if they were to make the Xbox controller better. Like, I know the Elite is a badass controller. Like, I would love to have an Elite. I haven't gotten one yet just because, like, I'm just not on the Xbox enough. But the Elites are badass controllers. And if they could sell, like, what are those, like 250 or something like that?
200.
Okay, so if they sold that or, like, in, I don't know, whatever about price exactly, but if they started to sell, like, these Elite controllers, with haptics, oh man, I'd be about it with the cases and all that other shit. Like, I think it's a cool thing. But the one thing though that I worry about is that, so the game studios, they're the ones that implement the haptics, how it feels and all that stuff. Like, how much will that change, like, into the game making of Xbox because they're acquiring all these studios and, you know, like, that is definitely something that if it started to be talked about right now, they have either already started looking into it or it's going to be a while down the road before we even kind of see anything else about it. Besides that, it'll just probably be like talk about it, like, oh, maybe, man, you know, but I would like it a lot.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, I mean, realistically, it only does enhance the experience, again, if implemented well. We played Returnal, right? Like, I mean, so you know how in Returnal how it is, right? Like, I mean, when you get one of those fucking parasites, and every now and then when it starts to slither on you, you could feel it in the controller, right? Or if there's something, like if you're near a portal and it kind of like does this pulsating thing, you can feel it pulsating even in the direction from where you're standing. You know, like it's so fucking cool too, because even the haptics themselves have some sort of surround mechanism, you know, so these little things really do add to it. You want to call it gimmicky? Yeah, I mean, sure, you can go ahead and call it gimmicky, but until you actually experience it and see it, I think people are getting, I think people are getting gimmicky and not necessary mixed up, right?
Yeah.
Are these things necessary? No, of course not. But you know what? Rumble wasn't necessary either.
But Mo, think about think about technology and games and everything, right? In the last 20 years, what wasn't necessary, right? I mean, virtual keyboards weren't necessary. Swiping actions weren't necessary. I mean, and now what? Now what? You know,
Yeah, I know.
everything turns into its adoption, right? And you got to do it in slow pieces. I think Sony
Sure.
did well with it. You know, they didn't make it the fucking main input or
Yes.
main thing on the controller, right? And I think that's important. So you still have a solid controller with additional features, right? The haptics aren't. It's not like that Steam controller where half of it was a touchpad or some
Touch
shit.
thing
You know?
is
Yeah.
weird.
I
So,
think
yeah,
a gimmick
no,
is a gimmick, but if it's a good gimmick, I mean,
Yeah,
then it's a
yeah.
good gimmick. There you
Yeah.
go. You know.
It's like this. Watch this, guys.
What
That's haptic.
the fuck?
You feel like you're clicking the screen.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
It's like
yes.
it's like other companies have done this in the past, and we have no problem with it because it adds depth to an application. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's nuts.
Not my
disgusting.
Xbox.
Not my
controller.
Xbox controller.
Hashtag not my iPhone.
That's right.
All right. Let's see. Let's move over to Netflix.
Yeah.
This was just a fucking weird thing. Yeah. So Netflix, apparently they are planning to offer video games in a push beyond films and TV. Apparently they are going to expand into video games, and they hired former Electronic Arts and Facebook Inc. executive to lead the effort. His name is Mike Verdu. I've never personally heard of him, but apparently he's going to join it, and I don't know how they're going to do this. Obviously, it's going to be because Netflix is a streaming platform, assuming this is probably going to be a streaming service, you know, a la Google or Stadia or xCloud or whatever it is. How well it's going to be implemented, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest advocate for streaming. I think it's a cool alternative if it's available, but me personally, like, I just don't think we have the net infrastructure for it, you know, like as of now. But you know, I'm not surprised, you know, considering even Netflix, who makes god money, they are also trying to dip into the gaming space. We've seen it, you know, Disney's fucking sudden surge back into the gaming space, and everybody who wants a piece of the pie now. So now, obviously, Netflix wants it. So I think I don't really have much to add to it other than I'm not surprised, curious to see how it's going to be. And there's obviously going to be some sort of, if they are going to have a controller, if it's going to be a full gaming service, then they're going to have to sell you a controller like Stadia. You know what I mean? Or are they going to have like one of those? What was the name of the interactive episode that they released once? It was a black.
Bandersnatch.
Oh, the Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Bandersnatch.
You know what I mean? So what? Is it going to be
They got a
something
few of
like
those.
that? You know, I mean, is this like hyperbolic right now when they say they're going to dip into the video game space? Like, are people expecting a controller?
Well, here's the
stream,
thing, Mo.
or are they going
Here's-
to do something where it's more streamlined, like using your remote control at home? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, but obviously we don't know anything.
So here's something crazy, and I found this out on Friday, and it's pretty weird. So there was it looks like there's data miners for like Netflix even. I thought that was only like
I
akin
saw
to,
this
like, the
too,
big
Joe.
stuff.
I saw
Yeah,
this
so
as
this
well.
comes from Steve Moser on Twitter. He says Netflix gaming feature has a current working name, Shark, and is represented by an image in the iOS app by a shark fin. And an image of the PS5 controllers and Sony's Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut coming in August 20th indicate a partnership between Sony and Netflix.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, again, like, I'm not here to put the tinfoil hat on. I'm not that type of YouTuber. Sorry, wait, shock image.
I love that, Joe. I fucking.
But
love
it's sad. It's sad. I hate it, but it works, and I hate that it works.
does.
Anyway,
that. It does.
but it's interesting to note because PlayStation or Sony as a corporation isn't that big. They're I think somewhere between like 40 or 80 billion. I don't know. It's late. Similar size of Netflix as well. So both companies, it seems like, from what I'm outsider looking in, are very much in terms of partnership of like, hey, we want to work together. We're two companies where we don't want to be acquired by company A, B, or C. So let's form an alliance and let's see what we can work with each other. Because Sony is in this weird space where they're not successful in the hardware as much as like Samsung is in the phone market, or laptop game like Lenovo, or like I threw Lenovo out there, throw someone else, Acer. TVs, you know, Vizio and LG currently have it. Sony's like somewhere in the middle there. So right now, like production and games are where Sony strives. Right now, Netflix wants to expand their services out of just video and into gaming. So this might be a great way for them to come together. But I have no idea how this looks and what this actually looks like. Because Netflix is expensive as fuck. Like, I think for our household, we pay like around $16 for it a month. So you can't translate that well to like a PlayStation Plus or Now service. You know, I wonder what or how it rolls into and what Sony actually could benefit from this, because this seems weird on the outset. Mo, walking in, you're looking at Netflix going, all right, so this is another media company who thinks they could get into video games like Google Stadia and Luna that will send me the 18th million goddamn invite for their service, and I will never accept. And like, you know, it just kind of seems like Microsoft's kind of walking away with this streaming thing or cloud thing or whatever they're doing. So to me, I think this is maybe the closest way these two companies could succeed. But even then, you think about it, guys, Sony and Microsoft have a partnership together with the Azure servers. And that was, from what we assume, a move to make PlayStation Now better, or a service equivalent to. So this is really, it went from, this is something forgettable to this something really interesting that nobody really knows. But I wonder what your take on it is, guys, because I'm in the black. I think this is cool, but I can't see what it's in front of me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah, no, like you said, Joe. Like I honestly can't even begin to assume like what it's going to be like. That's kind of really truly all there is to it for me. I think about Amazon doing their game, you know, Crucible, and that just kind of just you know, dead on arrival. I really don't know. I mean, they got buku dough to do something, but what exactly does that mean? I just pulled something up while Joe was talking, that I read someone found like a job listing about this Netflix gaming thing that says it might not necessarily be like a traditional video game. It might be more of like a interactive movie, kind of like Bandersnatch. So maybe they'll do more of those, but who freaking knows? Yeah, Kevin, what do you think, man?
Well, so I did some really deep research on this. And no, I actually just kind of glazed over it. I don't think it's going to be a PlayStation thing, because PlayStation's in talks with Microsoft, with Azure. Okay.
Yeah.
Netflix runs solely on AWS, and so
fucking son.
If anything, and they co-locate. They pay ISPs to cache some of their shit in their co-located centers so that people can get faster movies, right? They don't have like GPU hardware available to them just yet. So it would be a huge undertaking to have like some real GPU intensive games running on this shit. I don't think they have the infrastructure for it right now. So I think the Bandersnatch idea, right, is more feasible short term, especially if this is coming out soon.
Yeah.
And it would make sense, right, with the way Netflix is and how competitive the cloud streaming game space is now with Luna and Stadia and xCloud. So I'm thinking casual, man. I'm thinking like mobile game level, maybe, and a lot of the interactive bullshit, which is great. I mean, I'm not taking away from that. People, I think it would be a fucking hit, dude, because I know I sit there and fucking stare at the shuffle menu all day and don't play anything. So if there's something that, you know, somebody wants to play real casual on the couch, or maybe even some co-op shit, some couch co-op kind of, you know, family game shit like Scrabble and Monopoly and shit like that, I think that's possible. But I'm not, you know, we're not going to be playing like fucking God of War on Netflix anytime soon. It's just not going to happen. It's got to be casual, just based on their current infrastructure. I mean, they built it out strictly for media streaming, and I think it would be a huge investment technology wise for them to do that. Could they do it? Sure. I mean, they got a lot of money, but I don't think they're in it for that. I just don't see it. Yeah,
Matt,
that's my take.
Matt's also kind of agreeing with you guys. He said, I don't think Netflix is taking on Xbox or PlayStation directly, at least not in the beginning. They'll go probably casual. And Dash is also, Dash says here, I was thinking Apple Arcade level stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, possibly.
And I think even Jim Ryan actually has a quote that isn't putting his foot literally in his fucking mouth that says around the lines of, we're not competing with Xbox. We are competing with every other entertainment medium out there that is taking your time. And even Netflix, like a year or two ago with the height of Fortnite going, we are competing head to head, not with Amazon Prime. We are competing head to head with Fortnite. So like Kev, I think you could be on the money there as well of, well, how do we do it? And how can we expand the movie genre or the TV genre by implementing these weird things? Yeah, I like that. Like these weird decisions that the audience can make.
And realistically, you could apply that to everybody. Like, why is, even Xbox, why do they have their fucking foot on the gas with this whole Game Pass thing? Because they want you in their ecosystem. It pulls you away from other entertainment forms. It pulls you away from Netflix. It pulls you away from Hulu. It pulls you away from Sony. It pulls you away from all of their competitors. So it's, it's not just as black and white as people think. Like, oh, it's just Xbox and Sony. Dude, they don't. No.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, where you at, man? Are you gonna become day one Netflix gaming subscriber or what, bro?
I thought this was so weird.
He's like, no.
I saw what Joe saw too. I was like, okay, so how would that even go? How would that even work if it was PlayStation? Like, say I'm a kid, and I mean, I am a fucking kid, and I don't have any of this, but my parents have Netflix, so it's like, oh, hey, mom and dad, like, Netflix is getting video games. Like, I need to go buy a PlayStation controller, I guess. Or whatever the case is, what Kevin was saying, I'd never really thought about that. Like, the resources and the abilities to, like, streamline a game like that. Netflix into video games, dude. Like, I'm just happy they got Resident Evil shows on there, honestly, which I still need to watch, Infinite Darkness. But, I don't know. Like, I am intrigued by this, where you watch it, interactable, like, media, kind of. Like, I know what Bandersnatch is. There's a bunch of other, like, children's shows that do it as well. There's a Batman movie that does it. Fucking, I forgot exactly where he kills Jason Todd. And you get to, like, pick if he kills him or if he, like, lives or, you get to, like, all that stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just not that interested in it, to be quite honest. But cool. It is cool. I'm interested.
I think of like a Scream or like a horror movie that uses it. Like, you let this character live or live.
Like Until Dawn type of shit.
Yep. Yeah, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. So that's as far as Netflix goes. We'll see what they end up doing with it. Now to one of the showcase titles of the day, and this is going to be the Valve Steam Deck, my friends. So we're finally getting to talk about the Steam Deck. As you know, Valve announced, and it's been rumored from before about the Steam Deck. It's a handheld, literally plays Steam games. It's been long rumored. It's a Switch-like game. It's a Switch-like device. It's going to ship in December. 3 different models: $399, $529, and $649. This device has an AMD APU containing a quad-core Zen 2 CPU, so it's a fucking beefy one. It's got with 8 threads. It's got AMD RDNA 2 graphics, so it's miles and generations already ahead of what the Switch is. So there's no comparison there. 3 different storage tiers: 64 gigabyte eMMC storage for $400, 256 gigabyte NVMe SSD storage for $529, and 512 high-speed NVMe SSD. I think it's an M.2 in that one for $649. Obviously, the pre-orders went live on Friday. A lot of different stuff in there if you want to look into it. There's there's expandable storage with SD cards. A micro SD card. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to drop in the chat over here. It's a I think you guys should look at this article too, because it talks about, what really this thing does. It really breaks down about Linux, and it talks about Steam OS, which is a proprietary OS that Valve came up with, which works out wonderfully with things like this. And it talks about how Steam OS utilizes this program called Proton, which basically looks at games that are compatible with Windows and somehow translates them to be compatible with the Steam OS. It's really, really fascinating. Anyway, this was something that was very well accepted. I think it was very ballsy of Valve to do something like this. Because I said the other day, I'm like, Valve didn't give us Left 4 Dead 3, they didn't give us Half-Life 3, but fuck, man, they're like this secret society that just sits there and toils away, like with all of these fucking different experimental things that they do, and in comes this thing. If I sit here and talk about all of the different features, I'm going to be talking about it all night on my end, but I'm very excited for this. I was previously a PC gamer, not only, I wasn't exclusively, but I was very into it, and I have a Steam library of 200 games, and it's kind of sad that I couldn't really do anything with them anymore because I just kind of got out of the PC gaming space, and this is perfect for me. I'm not even a handheld person. This even becomes a full-fledged PC. The one cool thing about this thing is it's pretty much a PC, so you can actually load Windows on this. And if you can load Windows, and that means you can also load different gaming stores. You can probably put on the Epic Game Store. You can put on GOG. You can put on whatever the fuck it is, right? This will probably at some point, there's a lot of people that are going to crack into it, and it will become a Game Pass machine.
Yeah.
So imagine, right? This is pretty much what we wanted. Natively, you're playing games via your Game Pass system, but without having to stream. This is fucking incredible. So I'm very excited for this, man. I'm very, very pumped for it. I reserved it. We were all talking about it and how excited we were, and about some of the misery that we had. But I'm gonna go around. I know, I know, Joe, you really wanted to talk about this, but
yeah, man.
And Mike, you put a good video here. This is good. Joe, what do you think, man?
Dude, who fucking needs this thing anymore, guys?
Yeah,
Who needs it? I know. Real talk. This thing excites me on so many levels. I'm a light PC gamer, or was back in the day. I remember between the PS3 and PS4 era, I was like, I think I'm going to be a PC gamer for like all the third-party games, and for the first-party stuff, I'll just go to PlayStation. And look how that turned out. But to me, this gets me excited for one reason. I look at this as the Vita 2. Like, this is... I see what the future of PlayStation's headed, right? It's going PC. Their games are going to one day eventually be, I know it's crazy right now, but eventually will be day one on PC, as well as, PS5 or whatever. So I'm seeing this as, I get to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, I get to play Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, I get to play Game Pass games on this, right? Like, if there's a browser in this thing, I can use this browser for xCloud. Right? So for me, I'm like, fuck yes, I'll play Hades on the go. Fuck yes, I'll play all these random indies that I find on Game Pass on the go. Absolutely. While at the same exact time, oh shit, I get to play like Civilization 5. I get to play, one day. It'll happen, kids. Trust me. The Last of Us on PC on this thing. Like, this is what I want as a gaming thing. This is why I love the Switch so much, or used to, is because I'm getting full-fledged games in here. I'm not getting light experiences, right? Or close to or faux experiences. I'm getting the real deal. And sure, it's not in its 4K glory. Sure, the battery life may be questionable. I'll be probably playing all these games on low power, but everything about this fucking looks rad. And people are making fun of it by going like, oh, it looks like a Sega Game Gear. And I'm like, I never owned a Sega Game Gear.
I thought the same.
I always
did.
wanted a Sega Game Gear.
Neither did I.
Always.
I didn't.
And I never,
Wow.
I never got one. And now this, if you're telling me, oh, this is Sega, yeah, fuck yes, I want this. This is dope. So for me, this is I'm not looking for, I'm on a long car ride, and I'm here playing this forever. I'm looking here of like, oh yeah, I'm in a hotel room, or oh, I'm on my lunch break, or whatever, and
Taking
just
a
play a few
20-minute
rounds
shit.
of something. It taking a 30-minute shit, yeah. Living my life to the fullest, and that's awesome to me. Like that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. And having the option to dock this and using any USB-C to whatever, it doesn't have to be their dock. This is like, it's a really cool piece of tech. It's a really cool idea that I'm just like in love with. And like, yeah, I got my friend Luke going, Joe. And this is where I get a little questionable. He's like, you're going to pay $500 for this thing.
Yeah.
You want an OLED TV.
Yeah.
Which one do you want more? Obviously it's the OLED, but if you're giving me till 2022 to buy this, I think I'm ready, guys. I think I'm ready to take the chance, because Nintendo hurts me too much.
Yeah,
they just fucking do. It's like I'll buy the next Switch or whatever when Splatoon 3 comes out, because I'm a huge Splatoon stan. Look at that picture in the background. Right, love Splatoon, and this is me saying, as a person who thinks Splatoon's one of the best multiplayer shooters out there. If you have that icon of Phil Spencer with the, whatever, you fucking can't stress this enough. So no, honestly, this is awesome. I'm playing like Death Stranding on the go. That's awesome.
Natively, yes.
I'm really thinking about like all the weird indies that I want to play, but it's on PC, and that's the only thing that's deterring me from it. Fuck yes, dude. I'm in.
Let me jump in really quick. I follow a lot of private, not private. I follow a lot of accounts on Twitter, but they're small development accounts, right? For like these really cool fucking games, right? Like these really smaller indie titles. Some of them are really cool, like Ninja Style or whatever. Sometimes I'll retweet them. If you ever see me retweet like a small time developer or whatever, it's because I follow them. And usually these guys, the easiest entrance for them is through PC, and they always come on Steam. Right.
Yeah.
Now, technically, I can. Now, my PC is 7 years old now, right? So I can't. The newer games and whatnot, it's a little harder, but that doesn't mean this is. I don't know, man. Like me personally, even for me as somebody who's not much of a handheld person, for some fucking reason, this spoke to me so much, and to be able to play all these games on this thing, on the go, without having to sit my ass down the way I am right now and looking at my PC and fucking around with everything. I think this is amazing. And me personally, I'm not the type who is probably going to tinker around too much with it. Maybe if there's like an easier way to load up all these different things, and I'm sure a lot of people will crack it and they'll figure it out. It doesn't even need to be cracked. It's a fucking full open source PC. But I think that's awesome. And then Matt here, before I jump over to you, Jordan, Matt says, I don't think people realize how much CPU, GPU power it takes going up in resolution. 720p, it's awesome for a 7-inch handheld. This is amazing. This is fucking amazing. This is what we wanted, Nintendo. Yeah. This is what the fuck we wanted. And you got to see people were clamoring to pay $650 for a fucking for a handheld console. Why? Because it gave us power and it gave us everything that we wanted. And if we're not your market, that's fine. But you know what? I'm at least fucking glad that Valve, that somebody like Valve is out there catering to people like us.
Yeah. And real talk, the people that go, there's no market for this. Well, obviously there fucking is. Nintendo proves there's a market here. It exists. So don't tell me there's no market here. Oh, these other very much smaller companies have tried and failed. They're not Steam. They're not a $1 billion company that can do this. Of course they have the abilities to succeed. Don't give me that shit. It's on them if they don't, for sure. And you're right, like this is a big risk, but this is a risk they can fucking take. I hate that shit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man. Jordan, what'd you think, homie?
It doesn't really. No, I just to be honest, it doesn't really speak to me too much. I don't play a lot of games on PC. I never really have. I don't have a Steam library, but I look at it and I do see, potential. That's what I always think about with this. It's really freaking cool.
Fucking control.
It is. My concerns, like right now, is like this is the first iteration of this, so there's going to be some issues, no doubt. Battery life, like you guys said, ergonomics. Like, are your hands going to fucking fall off when you're playing this for like 2 hours, or will the console die out before you do that? Are most people going to play this docked? Are most people going to play it, handheld mode? for me, if I was interested in this, I would probably just use it in handheld mode. If I'm going to play something like, big screen, I'm going to play on my console. But I like the form factor of it. I like the portability of it. Handheld gaming is something that I don't really do much anymore, though I do have a Switch, but again, I don't touch it very often. The OLED, not touching that, that's for sure. The other thing too is I don't play a lot of PC stuff, but what is this? How does this? And correct me if I'm wrong, but how does this work as far as like driver updates and shit? How does that work on something like this? Is that going to be a headache?
Now I'll have Kevin jump in because he's.
Thank you, Kevin.
Oh yeah,
he's
shaking.
Yeah.
Right
So,
now.
bro.
This is it.
Hey man, I got a response from that guy, right?
Yeah,
he was in the
cool.
video, Lawrence Yang, about the micro SD card, and apparently all the games they showcased were on playing from that micro SD card.
Cool.
So that's kind of neat because the storage is kind of slim. So yes, it's a PC, right? But the Steam OS is going to be built around that. So if and it's based on Linux, right? Which of course has drivers and all that shit. That'll all be baked in though. I've actually played with Steam OS before, and it has its own update system, and it'll update just like a Nintendo Switch does. I mean, if you put Windows on it, that would be different. I don't know how well that would work. If it's standard components and you can load like a standard AMD driver for it, then you just load that shit on, you're good to go. But I'm sure there might be little custom, like what about the Wi-Fi card? What about the SD card? And so I don't know, people will do it, but it's gonna be a tinker's device, right? If you stray away from SteamOS. My only concern, I mean, you guys have covered it. Basically, like I'm excited. I got the 256 gig pre-ordered. I think I'm gonna be all in for this unless some shit comes out. The Proton layer that they put over it is apparently not compatible with a lot of anti-cheat.
Yes.
Things right now, right? So like Apex Legends, PUBG, all those games would not work on this thing, and they're working on it. I think they still have plenty of time. It is Steam, which both inspires confidence and inspires fear in me because, like, they had their Steam controller, they had their Steam Link, the HTC Vive, didn't. Their Valve Index is amazing, but nobody buys it. So I think the key here is going to be longevity, right? How much effort Steam wants to put into this. Like Joe said, it will fail, but only because they want it to, right? It's not going to fail because the company disappears. It's going to fail because the company gets bored and doesn't want to fucking support it anymore. They need, I think, optimization for these games is going to be key with that extra Proton layer. But the tech is amazing. The dock isn't really out yet. I guess it's going to be sold separately. And I used to be a huge PC gamer, so I do have 200 games sitting there waiting to be played. And I think I'm really more excited not for the AAA games, not for the big bangers,
The smaller ones.
but the smaller ones, man, the shit,
yes.
the shit that I get on the Steam sales that I never play, right? That I can play on a couch. That's kind of what I'm in for. The Hades, the Edith Finches, those types of games where a lot of times they come out first and then they come out cheaper on the PC. And just to be able to have that, I mean, I think it's cool. Battery technology could get better, but battery packs are cheap, right? So it's going to be USB-C. You buy a couple $10 USB-C battery packs. That'll fix that problem. It's got Bluetooth, so you can probably pipe audio through that, I'm assuming. Nice, like, private play on the couch, not disrupting your partner type of thing. And multiplayer would be fun. The controls look a little weird. IGN said that they got used to it. Ergonomic wise, those sticks are kind of high. It's a beast, right? So I wonder if it's going to get heavy. all these things that I don't think anybody will know until we get our hands on them. But yeah, I guess I'm equal parts excited and equal parts cautiously optimistic because Valve and Steam just have been, either on the money or just disappointing to me over the last 10, 20 years. And yeah, I think it's awesome that they were able to cram all that shit into
People also
that form
reference
factor.
people also reference Steam machines. You know, because Steam machines were supposed to be a type of home console PC.
They even
thing.
had a partnership with Dell Alienware for their Steam machines back in the day, and they tried to pull this off, and they didn't sell well, man. And pretty soon they were offering people Windows licenses that got the Steam OS machines because they couldn't do fucking shit with the Steam machines. So yeah, hardware hasn't been their forte really. Like they haven't been too strong, but this looks like it's wholly built, you know, for a purpose. And they're gonna leverage their super robust, you know, Steam platform right on it. So I want it to work. I want it to be good. The price point's good. And I think it's a fair price point for
Very
what you
aggressive.
get. The hackers are gonna have a field day with this shit, seeing that they can load Windows and any OS really on this thing as long as the driver support's out there and they can make all the fucking hardware work. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. If nothing else, it'll be that device that you're like, hey, you know, I had the best like 2 years fucking with this thing. You know, so again, it's not a $2,000 device, right? I mean,
definitely.
you're not gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah. Matt makes a good point here too. He says they can't rely on. This is a very good point actually, because he's like they can't rely on technically proficient users. It's got to be plug and play, at least to access Steam games. Maybe something like a Steam Deck optimized logo for games they support. And this is a very good point because, yeah, this is not only tailored. Look, this is the beauty of this thing, right? That's why, like in the development interview, these guys were like, "Look, it's a full-blown PC. You want to go at it? You can fucking go at it, right?" But then you also got people like me who don't really want to, you know, unless I really feel like it. You know, I mean, I've built PCs before. I've fucked around with it. I'm just not in the mood anymore. But if there's something that's going to be worth my time, yeah, sure, maybe I will. But for the most part, I'm probably going to use this thing as intended. You know, like if you want call it like a casual way of using it. You know,
the easy button.
Absolutely. So and I think this is a big part of it as well, because this is going to be also for those people who wanted Steam, who don't have a fucking great PC or whatever it is, but then are like, oh, I can now own Steam. I can take advantage of their sales. I can play all these games that we were talking about, games that are not available on console, and I can have access to them. And this is fucking great. You know, it's for the technically proficient users, like you said, and it's for the people that just want to buy their games on Steam and save money and play the fucking shit that you can't get on console. So it's really the best of both worlds from that perspective. Mike, what do you think, bro? I know you're a PC user, console user. This thing interest you?
It does. Not right now. Like, I like everything about it, man. I also read somebody saying, like, bro, if you could download emulators, you could play, like, Game Boy games and PlayStation 2 games.
Oh, easily.
That right there really excites me. I really like, if the Switch didn't feel so cheap in my hands, like I always tell you guys, like, I always feel like I'm going to break those fucking controllers, whether it's the controller or it's, like,
the Joy-Con are trash.
Dude, they're not that good. Yeah. Yeah, Joe, the moment I saw this Valve thing, I was like, that looks like that one Sega product like back in the day. Like, this is awesome. I like it. Yeah. Those price points though suck ass. Like for 500 gigs or whatever for $600, like that's not like if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'll probably just get a Xbox, you know what I mean?
Sure, of course. Sure. Yeah.
But here in like a year, once they like get the kinks out and like they figure out like exactly what they need, like I could see myself getting like the cheaper version for like distant like drives or just like hotel things. Like I love handheld gaming, dude. I love portable gaming because you know it's better than your phone too. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I have Steam. And I'm always like kind of geared towards like, especially if I'm just like not doing a lot, I've always tried to find like that game where it's like I could always keep up on my computer and I could like come and sit down and be like, oh, let me just like get some of this done and then like go off and do my thing or whatever. Like I want something like that, you know, like maybe I'll keep it in a room and then every time I go in that room, like I'll just kind of like pick it up and like jam on it for a second or whatever. But yeah, it looks classy. It looks expensive. And it looks heavy. The way the triggers, the pads, like I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks like a very good product. And yeah, maybe in about a year or two, I'll definitely be like leaning into it a little bit more. But Yeah, to me, because of this product came out, I instantly told myself, like, because I'm thinking about getting Metroid Dread, right? And I literally just like unplugged my Switch and put it in a closet because my PS5 took the spot, and like I don't really know what to do with my Switch right now, but I'm gonna have to pull it back out for Metroid. But dude, after that, bro, I don't need a Nintendo Switch. Like, unless if I really want those Zelda games and I really want those Metroid games, you know what I mean? Like, and I think, speaking of Nintendo, Mo, I had to say, I didn't tell you this, but last week, dude, you made such a good point on Nintendo, man, where it's like, they are not, like, they left our generation kind of like, see you later, guys. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so to me, this is like the adult version of the Switch. You know what I mean? You're going to get all the games that you play, whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation or like however they do it. You know what I mean? And that opens up a wide variety. You know, you're not playing a blue and red thing like... I mean, I'm not, this is not no disrespect, but like out in public, like, oh, look at my little colorful Switch or whatever, you know, it's a little bit more classy. It's a little bit more like, yeah, you know, it's a little bit more like tech savvy or whatever, like a little bit more professional look, sleek and sexy type of thing. But
and
this
just to
this
hop
is a
on,
great product.
Yeah, and just to hop on Kev's thing, but I know we're running out of time, but
No, man, we're good.
What Kev said, you know, they give us reasons to think this could be a success or reasons to think that there's not. And to me, as long as they have learned what went wrong with the Steam controller and what went wrong with the Steam machines, they can do something here because there is a want for this. Phil Spencer, going all the way back to that interview, said it. It's like, this is like Switch is the only device that's not an Android or iOS product that is strictly does one thing, and that's games, that is taken off. So as long as Steam knows how to leverage this console, they got something here.
Yeah, no, that's and that's what we were talking about, support and casual market. And hey, have you ever wanted to jump into Steam, but you didn't want to have to fucking plunk down so much money for a PC and whatever? Well, this is it. And this is really cool, man, because there's a lot of there's games that I see on Twitter that are just like, oh, now available on Steam, will be available on Steam. And I'm like, fuck.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, those Steam sales really hit, like they hit good, man. And you get a lot of games for cheap, dude.
And they hit early, right? So I mean, some of these games take years to come over to console, years. And so you could be playing them on.
Look, we were just talking about Splitgate.
That's a good point, too.
We're just talking about Splitgate. Splitgate's been out for 2 years.
Full circle.
Arc, Rust. I mean, all these games that are taking forever to get on console. And the indie devs just really like Steam. They make it really easy to get in there, you know, and get your shit played.
The curation kind of sucks, but it's gotten better.
It does. But I mean, it's a stable marketplace with a lot of fucking games. That isn't going to go away. So, you know, I like that. I think that's going to make this device is the fact that people have these Steam libraries that are ready to go, right? You're not paying for a special version for it, you know, for like Stadia or Luna, or there's no subscription service for it. So I like this. And yeah, you can stream your shit too. So I mean, you can stream locally, you can stream from your PC as well if that's your thing. So I just like it, man. It's gonna be a flexible device.
And Wild Boy, I know you're saying this as a joke, but it will be possible.
It will, yeah.
Because if you load Windows on it, you can actually download the Epic Game Store client, and you can play your games there. So that's what's going to be cool about it, man. You know, is you will be able to. It's going to be a jack of all trades if you allow it to be. You know, I mean, and I think that's really awesome. You know, so the possibilities will be endless with it. I'm fucking excited for it, man.
Yeah, a handheld PC.
I swear to God, I'm telling you, dude. You know, because I'm like, and when it was announced, and I just saw how many people were excited. Like, did you fucking notice? Like, I mean, you didn't get that pushback, you know, that we're used to from these fucking gamers on Twitter, right? Look, this is so fucking stupid. It's not necessary. I didn't even see shit like that, right? Like, it's either you see, wow, this is really fucking cool, you know, I want it, or hey, this is really cool, but it's not for me, you know, like that's what I saw, you know, like I mean, there was no like this is so dumb, this is so stupid, unless probably a fucking Nintendo stands, you know, but like I mean, I'm just and then like once I saw it, I'm like, thank God, that Nintendo gave me no incentive to buy that fucking new Switch. Because if I would have paid $350 here and $650 here, I would have been done $1K for handhelds, man. So,
Imagine dropping the Steam Deck, man. I bet people need to start making like cases for it, and that market will get hyped because I would not want to drop that thing. It's heavy. Oh my gosh.
hope they have I hope they have like this wrist strap thing. That attaches. There's no fucking way I'm gonna ever play it without it. Like,
yeah.
Not speaking of heavy handhelds, I actually did drop the Sega Game Gear on my brother's head. He had a concussion.
That really?
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit!
That
Choose
thing
your
took like
weapon.
6 double A.
Sega.
Yeah, we were on a bunk bed and I dropped it on him on accident. He's just like,
Oh, that's amazing.
This does not look like an accident, Jordan. I dropped it on him on accident.
Fuck you, brother.
Bombs away, bitch.
That must have really fucking hurt. The Game Gear was a fucking specimen, bro. It was
a specimen.
Holy shit, man! Yeah, it fucking was. It was huge. God damn. I'm glad he recovered from that one.
Yes, he did.
One time I hit my sister by accident when we were kids. I was like fucking swinging the baseball bat backwards and she was standing behind me. And it was a fucking metal bat, man. I know. I felt like ass about it. Thank God she didn't get I can't even imagine. If your brother got a concussion from that, she didn't get a concussion from that.
She's just a fucking dent in the back of her head.
Amazing.
Fucking awesome.
You're not walking away from that the same person.
No way, bro. No way. No, honestly, man, I'm telling you, I was fucking devastated, dude. I swear to God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's 5 years younger than me. I think I was like maybe like 10 or something. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't tell my dad. He would have beat the shit out of me if I would have told him that. So,
That's
oh man. Well, yeah, dude. This was what a fucking conversation. We actually had a few other topics to talk about, but honestly, they weren't even worth it. You know what I mean? So, with fucking NPD, you guys would have fell asleep, honestly. So, yeah. But yeah, man, great week, great fucking combos, great topics. Joe, my man, my brother. Thanks for being with us again, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. Because you could have been like, "Shut the fuck up, Joe. You're on too many podcasts to leave." You know?
My God, man,
And I would have been like, "You know what? You're right."
I'm telling you, dude. I swear to God, always available,
Thank you.
brother.
Thank
Always,
you.
man.
Thank you, man.
I'll just surprise drop you the links from now on Sunday. Hey, you want to join us? Sure, dude. Yeah, why not? You'll come in the middle of the show. Surprise!
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. No, seriously, I had a blast talking to y'all.
Did you get out
These
your
topics
Steam
this
Deck,
week.
The Steam Deck.
Oh
stuff?
yeah, that and like the internal like console war bullshit rage that I have.
That was
like
good. You
every
let
time.
that all out.
Yeah, every time like I see either like an Xbox like emblem follow me on Twitter, I'm like, how long is this gonna last? Every time like I see someone follow me, it's like Father Christian believer, and I'm like, that's not gonna last. You know what I mean? Like it's sometimes the people that are gonna go and the people that are gonna leave, or people that's gonna stay. But yeah, no, seriously, thank you for having me. God. Video games are awesome, guys. I think at the end of the day,
hell
we
yeah.
can
Yes, they are.
fucking all agree on that.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask a favor from y'all in the audience is to go to PS Trophy Room, because you know the show. You know the Trophy Room PlayStation podcast. Each and every Thursday, me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest greatest all things PlayStation. On YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast services, you can find the show there. Rate us 5 stars. Even if I spoil a little bit of Plague Tale, just rate us 5 stars. Don't
Spin out. You're good.
don't do me like that. But at PS Trophy Room, the latest tweet we got, we need your help to nominate us for the podcast annual podcast awards. I entered us in. We have the ability to actually win a trophy, like a physical trophy gets mailed here, sits in the back somewhere here. And
that'll be on
I was like, yeah, it'd be fucking awesome, right? And we have a legitimate shot of winning, but it's kind of like you have to put your email, you got to put your. They really don't want any bots in it. So I understand the nominating process could be a little bit intense, but you got to vote for the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. because I want a physical trophy in the back. I care about nothing else. I just want something that says trophy room, trophy, and back here. So you do me that solid, it'd be greatly appreciated. I don't know where we are right now, but hopefully we make it. So yeah, and again, guys, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, dude,
it's
anytime,
awesome talking to all y'all.
Where can they find you, brother?
Oh, find me at Mr. Badbit. Find me at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. All that good stuff. You find all the links, all my stuff that I spam every Thursday. Yeah, I'm there.
Can we also find you in a bus cruising around South Beach, Miami?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I got it midway through. You gotta listen to the podcast. That was a deep cut, Jordan. I like it.
Where's Luke when you need him?
I know, man.
He's in his vault.
Hey, Matt does want to end it with Joe. I really don't find anything you post about PlayStation even slightly toxic. Glad you're a sane pony. He is, man. He is. We get sane people here.
Yeah,
man.
that's why we love him.
Joe,
Exactly.
Joe's got a good show. He's the only PlayStation show that I listen to regularly.
Thank you,
I like you and Kyle a lot.
Thank you.
I'm glad you come on here because if you didn't come on here, you probably all your rants and stuff would probably spill out into that show. And poor Kyle.
Yeah,
He'd
would
be in
have
trouble.
to deal with it.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
Yeah, you get his good side. You get his good side. We'll get your frustrated side, man. It works out good.
Yeah.
It works out good. Plus, you and I will feed each other that energy, so it works out, man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Always been having you on though, Joe.
Thank you,
We
Jordan.
gotta get on some more Halo if the damn game connects properly.
Honestly,
Oh, annoying.
Yeah.
honestly, that's what I'm doing right after this.
All
Playing Halo.
right. And don't forget to download Splitgate. Maybe we'll fire that up sometime too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely do that. And then, guys in the chat, thank you so much for being with us every Sunday. Appreciate
Awesome,
you.
Matt. Thank you.
Honestly, man, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. It was a fun day. It was fun topics. A lot of fucking hilarious conversation. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next Sunday, same time. My fucking sons, Jordan, Mike, Kevin, you guys got anything that you wanted to, any parting words?
I got nothing. Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah.
have a good week.
PlayStation is about to get into some big, deep fighting game shit to where you can schedule your own tournaments within the PlayStation 5. Because they're
The Evo
into
stuff.
Evo. Yeah, the Evo stuff. So if you guys do end up being a new fighting game person, look forward to that. I'll see you at the tournament.
My
Let's train, baby.
fucking
Let's
shit.
train.
My
Let's train, baby.
Cobra Kai shit is about to go down.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Mike.
Like, I love it, baby. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful night, man. Thank you for being with us. We'll
Adios.
see you later. Peace.